Hi, this is Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. We're here in the CatchMark studio doing our weekly profile, and we have Montague Senior point guard Tate Stine. Thanks for coming in today, Tate.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Let's go back to last season. I think it was maybe maybe hours before you're supposed to play your first game. You suffered a knee injury. How'd that happen, and what was the injury?
Well, earlier that practice, I had a little slip up going up for a layup. Something weird happened with my knee, my whole leg even. It kind of went weak, but I didn't just want to sit out of practice. The night before the first game, maybe I should have, whatever, it's all speculation. But I ended up practicing the rest of the time with about 10 minutes left. Got a little shove, playing a little weird, went down, and I knew something was wrong instantly, but I ended up being able to walk off after yelling in excruciating pain, being dramatic. And I ended up coming off the floor, and I got to see the doctor a little bit later, but it was a rough night, to say the least.
I mean, what was worse, the actual pain or just you missed the whole season and knowing that you could have helped your team?
Right. The pain was tough, but sitting there watching every game, I feel I could have had a positive impact in some way. And just seeing all of that from the sidelines, over on the bench with some of my teammates, I'd rather have been out there for sure.
What did you learn aside from, it makes you appreciate things more, I'm sure, when you have to sit and watch and you get something taken away from you, but what did you learn in terms of maybe just from having that vantage point from the bench from like a coaching perspective?
There's a lot of things that you don't see when you're on the court. I mean, there's some things that you notice and pick up on when you're just sitting and watching from the side. And I also really got to appreciate some of the guys that maybe aren't playing 28, 30 minutes a game. They have a role too, and they have a role that's really important to the team, and you got to be able to fill that role. And it's really the support is there. You're doing the thing that you need to.
Basketball is obviously your game. Have you played any other sports?
I used to play football. It's been a while since I've been playing football. That was back in 6th grade. But I also play baseball, golf a little, but it's really just basketball and baseball.
And what was it about basketball that really drew you to that or got you into it?
I'm not too sure. My dad, he wasn't much of a basketball player in high school. He was more of a baseball guy. And I didn't really have the most basketball influence growing up. I mean, he always told me I could do whatever I want. And he gave me that freedom along with my brother and sister, who are both older than me. And they turned to basketball too. And for some reason, I ended up doing the same. And it's been my favorite ever since.
What is it about the point guard position that you enjoy so much?
One of the things I really like to do is facilitate. I love to see my teammates score. And I love to be unselfish with the ball. Seeing those other guys getting their buckets, getting their points, it just makes me feel better as a teammate. And truly, it really helps when you have someone who can move the ball around well.
Who do you like to watch play, be it college level, pro level? Who's your guy that you like?
It used to be, it hasn't been for a while, but back when he was on the Charlotte Hornets, I really liked to watch Kemba Walker play. He was the point guard for them, and he had a couple big nights scoring, but he's only about 6 foot tall. He's not the biggest guy ever, but you can tell he's got a lot of basketball IQ, and I love watching him play.
And what was the worst part about sitting out last year besides, you kind of touched on it, but is there one single thing that you really missed the most?
Probably a lot of the missed opportunities. I mean, being on the court with my teammates, like we said, I feel like it could have had a positive impact. And there was just some times where, even if it wasn't in a game in practice, watching it, there was a lot of things I would have liked to be a part of. But a lot of my teammates and my coaches, they really were pushing for me, and they were just great along the way, along with a lot of other people. But I'm just very thankful for the people that I had around me.
What are in your future plans? What do you want to do?
I'm not too sure. I mean, I'm going to end up, I think, definitely going to MCC and taking my 2 years from the Promise. Maybe play ball for MCC if I make it through the season, hopefully. But if that does happen, I'd love to play ball, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Now, you're always smiling. At least when I see you, you got that big smile. Mm-hmm. Is that just something that's you were born with? I mean, where does that come from? And where's that, I guess, that happy spirit come from?
My father and my mother, they both told me to be thankful for what I got and to make something positive out of everything. I mean, it's pretty hard to be positive when you're sitting on the sidelines, but got through that. We've gotten through a couple other things, but I'm just thankful to have what I do have and have the people around me, and that's about it.
And then in terms of this season, it seems like a pretty wide open race in the West Michigan Conference, although I would put Montague right up near the top, of one of the true contenders. I mean, how do you feel about your guys' chances this year?
I'm very hopeful. I have a lot of hope. I'm very optimistic for this season coming up. I like a lot of the young guys that we've had come up. We got a lot of veteran experience, and I feel that we're very deep. And not only that, but we have length. We have length going from the 3 down to the 5, and I have a feeling that we can make more than just a wave in the conference and hopefully make a little bit of a push.
So what would you deem success, be it from the team standpoint or the individual standpoint, or both?
I don't know if I can put a record on it or number, anything like that. I think it really has to do with fulfilling our potential, and I think that have to start in practices. And we missed some time last year, some of these veterans, even some of these young guys because of COVID, some missed workouts, some missed games, missed practices. But I think we have a lot of potential, and although I could slap a record on it, I think just fulfilling our potential is really what we're looking to do.
And anything else you're looking to accomplish this year yet?
We have a couple goals. I think, like I said earlier, if I make it through the season in one piece, I'll be pretty happy. I have a couple personal goals. I'm just looking to make a positive impact on the game, though.
All right, well, thanks a lot. Great job, Tate.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you joining us with this. That was Tate Stine, Montague's senior point guard. I'm Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody.